Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another great spotlight session. Today, I'm going to be doing a class on mastering time blocking. The biggest hurdle in real estate and getting into something that's new to your new life is making time for it, right? Because we all have our normal daily schedules of what we're used to doing, right? Our work schedules, our time with the kids schedules, their classes, their things they have going on, but we have to learn how to make time for real estate. Real estate is one of those things that only rewards you after doing it consistently. So it has to be done every single day, no days off, no time off, no nothing. You're going to work harder at this than you have done anything else in your whole life. And it's literally a 24/7 kind of job in the beginning. And then once time goes by and you actually get, more used to what your schedule is going to be, you're able to then maneuver your clients around what your schedule, your time, right? Instead of just jumping up when they tell you, "Oh, I want to look at this property." You're like, "Oh, well, right now I'm available, right this second." Soon you'll be able to do things like, "Oh, well, I'm not available till Saturday." I'm not available. You'll be able to have more say over your time. Okay. So let's get right into this. Let me share my screen. Have a nice presentation I put together for all of us. Can you guys see my screen? Yep, good. Okay,
I
great.
see it.
Good.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
one more. There we go. So yes, today we're going to do mastering time blocking, a real estate agent's secret weapon. Now, why it's a secret weapon? Because you're able to accomplish a lot more in one day than you thought you could, right? Based on how much time you have available. So you're able to not only work with your clients, but also do lead generation, also train, also do your follow up, also create social media posts. There's so many things we have to do in a day. And literally, we have to do every last one of them every day. Like, you can't skip a day of lead generation. A day off from lead generation is a day of no leads, which is not a good day, right? A day off from posting on your social media is not a good day because then people forget. In one day, it all takes is one day, right, for them to forget what you do, right? So with mastering your time blocking, we're going to be able to create that consistency that we're all looking for, right? So, 5 keys to time blocking mastery. Why time blocking works. Spotting the time thieves, basically what's taking away your time. Power blocks that move the needle, meaning things that are going to push you forward when utilizing your time the right way. Tools that do all the heavy lifting. We can go over a couple of things that can help you with your time blocking, and winning the day every day, which is how to set up your time block schedule so that you can start to win the day every day, right? So let's talk about, make me move this out of the way. Okay. Why time blocking is important. First off, it focuses on your power, right? Focus is power. To be able to focus on one particular task for a certain amount of time helps you by building momentum, right? So switching between tasks kills your momentum. Time blocking helps you stay laser focused, especially in high stakes tasks like lead generation and negotiations, right? So you want to focus and have time that are dedicated to doing these specific tasks, because every time you switch from task to task, you kill your momentum, right? You have to start that new task from the beginning and then move into whatever you're doing, right? And secondly, you're not a robot. Real estate work is demanding. Planning your energy, not just your time, keeps you productive without burning out, right? This way, you're planning where you're going to spend your energy at for the day, right? If I spent my energy for the entire day doing something that's not going to, give me business, I'm wasting my time, right? Or if I'm doing something that's not elevating me to get business, I'm also wasting my time. So you want to make sure that you're planning your energy, how much energy you have with your time, so that it keeps you productive. Because if we do too much, then we burn out, right? You don't want to burn out. Burnout is probably the number one killer of real estate agents, and it makes us quit because we feel like we're doing so much, running here, running there, running here, running there, and we're actually just being busy. We're not being productive. Okay. Consistency equals results, like I said. By blocking time for essential tasks daily, like follow ups or client care, you create consistency that leads to better results and more closed deals, right? That makes sense, right? So every day, you should be doing like your follow up, for example. If I have a client that I know is not ready to buy, for the next 3 months, that means I have to have a consistent weekly or bi-weekly plan to stay in touch with that person, right? That includes my follow-up. If I have a person that's telling me they want to sell their house in the next 2 weeks, I'm texting that person every day about something, every single day, daily follow-up about something. Hey, I saw this going on in the market. Hey, I think we can get this price, something, anything, doesn't matter what it is, right? But I'm going to follow up with that person consistently because I know that that's a deal, right? So that's going to be a big thing for you there. Let me move. I keep moving this thing back and forth. What if I make it smaller? That might work. There we go. There we go. That works. Okay. So, spotting the time thieves, right? What is taking from your time, right? I can tell you, number one thing that's taken away from your time is right here. Can you guys see this? This thing is taking away all your time because as soon as you get a notification, you're here, right? Scrolling, 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 scrolling. Next thing you know, you're checking your social media, you're on videos, and 2 hours have gone by and you haven't done anything, right? Then you look back and you say, oh man, well, I didn't get to do this. I guess I'll do it tomorrow. Well, we can't always, push everything off till tomorrow. So those sneaky distractions are your social media alerts, incoming emails, and non-urgent calls quietly eat away at your most productive hours. You think about your most productive hours in real estate are between about 9 a.m. to about 5, 6 p.m. Right? Now, in between that time, that's your lead generation time, that's your client follow-up time, that's your appointment time, that's your, creating content time, that's your following up on emails time. That's all your time. If you spent 2 hours out of those 8 hours just scrolling on your phone, that you're missing out, right? The other thing that takes away from our time is overlapping appointments. Too tight scheduling or last minute changes can leave you scrambling and unprepared, hurting your image with clients, right? Not allowing yourself enough time to work with your clients also hurts your image with your client, right? Or feeling or making your clients feel like they're being rushed, in any way, shape, or form because you don't have time, right? So you have to work on creating time not just for yourself, but for your clients and your business and everything that goes into it. Everyone cool with this so far? Everyone following along? Cool? Okay. So the other thing are admin black holes. Endless to-dos like data entry, file sorting, or CRM updates seem harmless until they suck up your entire afternoon. I can tell you from experience that going on command and adding contacts and putting them on smart plans and tagging them, that's about 3 hours, depending on how many contacts you have. It takes forever to sit there and just add people into command, put them on follow up. Even creating a smart plan isn't something that takes 5 minutes because you have to create your emails first, create your designs, do all this stuff. It takes time. So you want to make sure that you're not doing any of those things until the end of the day, right? All of that stuff should be done after hours. You should be spending maybe, about 6, 7 o'clock at night doing all your CRM and your, adding people to smart plans and things like that should be done later on. The other cool thing about it, just going off topic real quick, about a smart plan is that you can schedule the time. So let's say I put somebody in and I want them to start a smart plan. I put them in my contacts today. Well, I can schedule the smart plan to start tomorrow morning so that they don't get like a super late email from me, right? That looks weird, right? I want to start them in the morning. So you can do things like that to push along and push off those things until the bitter end because like I said, they take up all your time and we don't have that much time, right? So, power blocks that move the needle. Lead gen block is going to be your most important block of your entire day. Okay? The number one thing you should be doing every single day for about 3 hours. They tell you to do 2 to 3 hours a day of lead generation every single day. Okay? The money making hours. Carve out 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. daily for outreach, follow ups, and prospecting. No distractions allowed, which means you're going to be using this thing, right? A lot, but stick to the script, stick to what you're doing. Don't let those distractions get in the way of the money, right? Is Facebook worth more than a listing? No. Are checking unrelated emails to real estate getting you a listing appointment? No. Is Twitter gonna just have a bunch of buyers with their hands up saying, "Hey, DM me"? No. So quit with the distractions, okay? Don't let anything get in your way, okay? Put your blinders on and focus on what you need to do. And remember why you got into real estate. I think a lot of us forget that. Once we get in and we get busy, we forget about the why. The why you should see every day. You should write your why down and literally put it somewhere where you can see it all the time. Every day, you should be able to see your why and why you're doing this and remind yourself, why are you up all night? Why are you waking up early in the morning? Why are you spending 8 hours a day, doing real estate? Why are you doing 3 hours a day of lead gen, right? So continue and focus on your why. It's going to help you stay focused on your time block schedule. Okay. So also, client and showing block. Reserve your afternoons for meetings, calls, and property tours. Afternoons, specifically, I would say between three, no, well, it depends. Everyone's schedule is different, right? Which is good. You don't want to have the same schedule as everyone else. But typically, I would say your appointments usually typically start at between maybe 2 to like 4 or 5 o'clock, right? When you're usually typically going on your appointments, your showings, your previews, whatever you're doing as far as working with your actual clients. That's usually done in the late afternoon, mid to late afternoon, I would say. And you want to make sure you prioritize and you leave that time open for your clients, right? So let's just say, for example, you leave a window of between 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, just specifically for client appointments, meetings, calls, things like that. And let's say today you don't have any clients or meetings from 2 to 4 o'clock, right? You don't have anyone to meet with today. You don't have anything going on from 2 to 4 o'clock. Now you have this free time of 2 hours that you can add something else into that. Oh, I can train for an hour. Oh, I can do I can do some more lead gen for an hour. I can start my follow-up work for an hour, right? We can move around the time, but that space and time has to be open for your clients at all times, okay? You can't put anything within that time because you need time to work with your clients. Does that make sense? Cool. Okay. So, your admin and your recharge block. So, after lunch, tackle emails and paperwork in one burst. Then schedule a recharge, a walk, a snack, family time to prevent burnout. Because, like I said, you cannot just focus and do this all day. You're going to rack your brain. You're going to just, it it eats away at you after a while. When you sit there, I've tried it before of just sitting there and literally doing all my real estate stuff all day without any breaks, right? No time off. I mean, that's a typical day for me, but um, no time off, no breaks, no nothing, no recharge time, no time to, no time to go on social media and just have that quick break, right? No time to watch a funny video to take your mind off of things and then come back to work, right? So creating time for yourself is going to be important in your time block schedule as well, where you can say, okay, for 30 minutes, I'm going to sit back and just look at the ceiling, and do absolutely nothing. I'm going to sit in total quietness and just be to myself for a minute and not think about anything. You need those times during the day because only doing that will you feel like, okay, all right, let me get back to this. And then you get that second wind and you want to get back to work because you don't want to make this boring. You don't want to make this repetitive. And you definitely don't want to make this as something that's going to be like a chore every day. Oh man, I gotta get up and cold call. Oh man, I gotta do a smart plan. Oh man, I gotta fill contracts out today. You don't want to make it feel like a chore, and it will if you just are just sitting there and you're everywhere at one time. If you create it so that it's one laser focused kind of situation and you can just focus on what you're doing, it makes life so much easier. Okay? Everyone good so far? Cool.
Yep.
So, here are some tools that do the heavy lifting for you. So, calendar mastery. Use digital calendars like Google or Outlook with color coding to visualize your entire week at a glance. Google Calendar and Outlook, they both are really, really good. And you can literally color code, what your specific tasks are. Let's say all your lead gen is red and all your appointments are blue and all your, training time is yellow. You can totally set it up that way in your Google Calendar so that when you see it, by color, what I should be doing today. Okay, this day is all this is that. Okay. Time tracking and focus tools. So Pomodoro timers are 25-minute blocks of time that you create for your time block schedule. So let's say, for example, most people don't have or some people don't have hours or can't focus for an hour at a time. So that's when you would do a 25-minute time block or a 30-minute time block, which are Pomodoro timers, which are just smaller blocks of time, right? So I can even do a 5-minute time block. Okay, for 5 minutes, I want to just go on command and add a contact. Another 5 minutes, I'm going to add that contact into a smart plan, right? Or 5 minutes, I'm going to research on Remind and try to find someone to call, right? 10 minutes I'm going to spend reading the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book. You can create small time. They don't have to be, wide range of time blocks for you, right? Don't think of a time block schedule as, oh, it has to be by hour. It can be at whatever time you have time to spend on whatever you need to do. So if you create a time block schedule that's all 10-minute increments of time, but you're doing things and you find that those 10 minutes you're being your most productive in, then stick to it. It's not a big deal. Everyone has different and interprets time a different way. Okay. So how you do your time block schedule is completely up to you. And it's whatever you have time to work on. Okay. So, Rescue Time or Toggle are apps that help you with your time block schedule. So, you can put in basically everything that you have to do from your normal 9 to 5, right? Whatever your daily schedule looks like. And then you also add in your time for real estate time, and Toggle and Rescue Time will send you notifications on what you should be doing at that specific time. Okay. So that can help you. Task managers with style, there are Trello, Notion, or ClickUp, make organizing your to-dos feel like building a dream board with emojis, which is very true because these are apps that manage your tasks, right? So if I go on Trello and I put in, oh, I have, today I need to fill out contract, I need to work on a listing presentation, I need to do a CMA, I need to make sure I have the docs together. I also have a rental closing tomorrow, so I have to put together tenant docs for that tomorrow. I got to put together the lease docs and all this stuff, right? I'm going to go on Trello and I'm going to say all this stuff to Trello. And I'm going to tell it everything I need to do. Trello is then going to put those tasks in high, medium, and low, indication of what needs to be done first. And then from there, it'll send me notifications. Okay, are you doing this now? Are you doing this now? Are you doing this now? And you'll get those constant reminders instead of, Facebook telling you there's a funny video that someone uploaded. Okay, these are different types of notifications that you're going to get, which will help keep you on track when you look at your phone because you'll see a Facebook notification, but then you'll see a rescue time notification that's reminding you to stay on task, right?
Hey,
Does that help
Lawrence.
out? Uh huh.
Yeah. Are these free, these apps?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They do have like, every app has like, a paid version and within it and stuff like that. But for
Yeah.
the most part, just to use them is free.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing
You're
these.
welcome. Sure. So, winning the day every day. Okay. Start with the big rocks. Okay. Lead gen and top priority work come first. Do not wake up in the morning and start creating social media content. It's not the first thing you should be doing. Don't wake up in the morning and start just doing anything outside of what's going to get you an appointment later on today. What am I working towards? I'm working towards getting an appointment today. Every day I should have an appointment to go on, every single day, by the end of the day. If I'm lead genning every single day, my goal is to get an appointment that same day or the next day. Okay. So lead gen and top priority work come first. If you win the morning, you win the day and the listing. That is very true. Anything you do in the morning is going to get you to results in the afternoon. And that's what you want. So you want to focus in your morning for everything that's going to help you get the deal in the end of the day. So my morning focus is going to be strictly on lead generation every single day from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Within that 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., I'm going to take I'm going to take maybe 2 to 3 15 to 20-minute breaks, right? Because you have to take a break. Can't just do there and sit and call or prospect for 3 hours at a time. Okay. Now it's another thing I want to bring up. Prospecting and lead generation are two totally different things. They should not be done together. Prospecting is you're looking for leads. Lead generation is you're calling or communicating with those leads. You cannot do them together because if I prospect, right? If I'm on, let's say I'm on Remind for example, and I find a number to call, if I call that person right then and there while I'm in prospecting mode, it doesn't sound natural. It sounds like I'm looking for a deal, not for someone to help, right? And people can hear that. They know when you're not, when you're just calling them just for your own self gratification, right? So instead, I'm going to make time that I'm going to call everyone on the list that I created from prospecting. And I'm going to call everyone together because my energy is going to be different. I'm going to be standing up. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be ready to call everyone. I'm going to be ready to talk to each and every person. I'm going to have my script in front of me. I'm going to be good to go. Now, when I'm prospecting, it's not the same energy because I'm prospecting. I'm sitting down, I'm just looking at a screen, I'm looking for someone to call, and my energy is completely different as opposed to getting ready, psyching myself up for all these calls I'm about to make, right? It's completely different. So you don't want to do those two things together. They always are done separate, okay? So review, reflect, and adjust. Take 10 minutes every Friday to review what worked, what didn't, and how to shift for next week. Okay. Now, this is very important because this is what 99% of real estate agents don't do, which is at the end of the week, look back on their week and say to themselves, okay, Monday, I could have been a lot better on my lead gen. I really fumbled when I was really getting started and I could have done XYZ better. This next week, I'm going to make sure I take a note and I'm going to do that a lot better next week. Tuesday, I had a really great day. This actually worked out for me posting in the morning or, whatever it was that you did that you saw that worked for you. You take a note of that so that you can do it again. Wednesday was another great day. I actually started to talk to people and I found that me using this elevator speech got the most people to want to talk back to me and got people to give me their contact information. Let me take a note of that and keep that in mind. Thursday was another great day. I did XYZ. I'm going to keep doing that for Thursdays. Friday, today was a great day as well. Or Friday was a terrible day. I didn't do anything today. I had a horrible Friday. It could be anything, but as long as you sit there and you review your week, reflect on it, and pivot and adjust for the following week, you'll be 1% better every single week at what you're doing. And that's all it takes. That's all you're looking for is to be 1% better every single day. Okay? 1% better at 100 days puts you at what? 100%. Think about that. So, celebrate the wins, right? Did you stick to your blocks, right? Did you book a showing? Treat yourself. It's how habits stick. When you do something the right way, I stuck to my time block for a whole hour. I'm going to get ice cream. I got my first appointment today. Oh, I'm taking the kids out to dinner tonight. We're going to celebrate, right? Celebrate those wins and celebrate them in a big way because you accomplished something that maybe you had doubts about. Everyone has doubts when they first get into real estate because you don't know exactly what you're kind of getting yourself into. So at the end of the day, celebrate those times when you kill a doubt, when you didn't think you could make that phone call and you made the phone call anyway. Whether they said yes, no, or whatever, you called. That's a big deal because picking up the phone is very jarring. It's very nervous. You're going to sit there, you're going to go through all the emotions you can think of on that first time, that first phone call that you make to someone and you're just cold calling them. You're going to go through all the emotions. You're going to have so much doubt. You're going to have fear. You're going to have anxiety. You're going to have excitement. You're going to have so much going on. And all you're sitting there doing is dialing someone's number. You didn't even press talk yet. This is before you even heard their voice. You're freaking out. Okay? So celebrate when you even make the call, even if you hung up. Even if the phone rang twice and you hung up, go celebrate because you made the call. That's the first step, to hearing the phone ring. And then the anxiety intensifies. Okay? So celebrate all the wins that you have. Okay? Every little thing that you do right and correctly, and that you can say to yourself, I'm proud of me, go celebrate. Okay? It's how habits stick. So, wait, no, where's my other screen? Oh, it ruined this. Okay, well, this was okay. So, anyway, this is what the successful say about time blocking. So, um, Zig Ziglar says, lack of direction, not lack of time, is the problem. Is the problem. We all have 24-hour days, right? So it's not the lack of time that's the problem. It's your lack of direction, right? What are you doing all day? You need some direction to go in for your day, or else, what do you do? You just have a lot of time. But then you feel like you don't have time because you don't have any direction, because you don't know where you're going. And by the time you find the direction, you don't have any more time. So it's like one or the other, right? Abraham Lincoln says, I love this quote, by the way, I've seen this quote a billion times, is give me 6 hours to cut down a tree, and I will spend the first four sharpening the axe. Now, think about that for a second. There's a big task in front of you, which is to cut down a tree, right? You can start hacking at that tree right now. You can go at it right now. For 6 hours, you can cut down that tree. Abraham Lincoln is telling you that I would spend the first 4 hours sharpening the axe, which means refining his tool, sharpening his tool that he's going to use for the task, which means getting himself prepared for the big task that's in front of him, right? By honing in his skills, sharpening his axe, so to speak. So let me ask you, are you sharpening your axe daily? We have very big tasks. A tree is a listing. Think of it that way. Are you sharpening your axe every day so that you can cut down a tree or, quote unquote, get a listing? You have to sharpen your axe every day, which is sharpening your axe would be training every day. Every day you should be doing some form of training every day. So Bruce Lee says, it's not the daily increase, but daily decrease. Hack away at the unessential. What parts of your day can you hack away with? Can you do away with? Spending, that new episode of Bridgerton just came out. I'm gonna spend 2 hours today watching that episode or watching two episodes that I missed. You could do something else with that time. Oh, let me go, go do some, yard work for no reason, right? My yard's fine. My yard looks great, but let me go outside and just, prune the trees a little bit because you're just procrastinating, right? We're just finding things to do so that we don't do the things we need to do, right? So hack away at those unessential things that you're doing throughout your day. You don't need them. Okay. So this last quote is actually from doesn't say, but it's Tony Robbins. He says, "Once you have mastered time, you will understand how true it is that most people overestimate what they can accomplish in a year and underestimate what they can achieve in a decade." Now, truer words have never been spoken. So he's saying once you've mastered time, right, you'll understand.
Lawrence, not trying to cut you off. Can you repeat that last sentence one more time?
Yeah, I was actually going to repeat the whole thing.
Oh, sorry.
Um,
I didn't mean
no,
to
no,
cut
no,
you off.
no, no, no. You're okay. You're okay. You're fine. So once you have mastered time, you will understand how true it is that most people overestimate what they can accomplish in a year and underestimate what they can achieve in a decade. Okay. So this is after you master your time and you know what time takes in order to do things, right? You will understand how true it is that most people overestimate what they can accomplish in a year. You're going to overestimate yourself on what you can do in an actual year, but you can underestimate of what you can achieve in a decade, right? So what that's saying to me is that I have a year of time and I'm going to overestimate what I may have time to do, right? But I'm going to underestimate what I can do in a decade, right? So if I say to myself, if I say, I'm going to do 100 listings, right, this year, right, and I get 25, that's a great year. I'd still take that, right? So I'm going to overestimate what I can accomplish in a year, and also I'm going to overestimate the amount of training that I'm going to need within that also year, and underestimate that if I only stick in real estate for 10 years, I can get to that 100 a year. Does that make sense? Yes, no, maybe so. Cool.
Yes.
Yes.
It makes
Thank you.
sense, Lawrence. It
Thank
takes
you.
time to unmute, right?
Yeah, I got you. No problem. I got you.
Yes,
Okay.
takes forever to unmute. So basically, I'll try to explain it my own way. So let's say you want 100 listing for your first year, you may not get it, you get 25. But in 10 years, that might become learn the skill and the training to do it. So in 10 years, that could be your reality.
Exactly. Exactly. It just takes time, right? So it takes time and consistency, and also takes a time block schedule. So this is the time flow of an unstructured day, right? Let's say we have a time budget of 100, right? This is where most people are spending their days. This is where most agents spend their time. Majority of agents, right? Random calls, eating away at your time, distractions, right? Unplanned admin work, doing emails and other smart plan stuff, right? And then you have your client emergencies. They need to go see this listing right now, right today. Or they need quotes about what their mortgage would possibly be if they would have anything could be an actual lead generation, focused output. They only put about 10 of their whole 100 budget goes into actual lead gen, and then their follow-up, right? This is a very unstructured day. This is 90% of real estate agents. 90%. Think about that. 90% of real estate agents' days look like this. This is not what we want. You want your day to look like this. This is a 100. This is our same time budget of 100. 25 of that is spent on lead gen. 30 of that is spent on client work, right? There's also your admin tasks and is your personal recharge. See, this wasn't there before. Distractions go away, and unplanned tasks go away. And this is wasted output. Your wasted output is now 20, right? Your wasted output before was 55. 55 of wasted output. With this flow chart, we're now at 20. Which day do you think most successful agents have? The first one or this one?
The second.
Absolutely. Because this is the schedule of the successful, of the agents that are doing the numbers. This is what their days look like, right? Now, every day is going to be different, obviously, because things happen, right? But for the most part, you should have a structured day that says, I'm going to do this from this time to this time every day, from this time to this time every day, from this time to this time every day. Without having some type of structure, right? Your day is all over the place. Then if something was to arise, let's say I'm doing my lead gen from 9 to 11, and a client calls me at about 10:15 and they tell me they need to meet with me today. They finally are ready to list their house. I'm going to schedule time for later on that day. But if they need to meet me in the next 30 minutes or so, then I have to say to them, well, unfortunately, I'm currently busy right now for the moment. I'll be able to reach out to you later on in the afternoon because my lead gen is important. It comes first. Your lead gen has to come before everything. Everything. Nothing is more important than your lead generation. Okay, you might have to tell your kids to go get their own Band-Aid during your lead generation, okay? But you have to, start to take back control over your time and not be so pushed and pulled and ready to jump at every other person's beckoning call or need. Okay, so you have to be stingy when it comes to your time, right? Be selfish with your time. Be protective over your time, because by protecting your time, you also get to protect what? Your energy. Don't let anyone disrupt your energy, just like you don't let anyone disrupt your time. Make sense? Cool. So here's a time blocking checklist, right? Schedule your lead gen from 9 to 11 a.m. daily. Typically, it's done during the day, during the morning hours, because that's when most people are either home or ready to take calls, things like that. I also find lead genning at about between 5 to 7 p.m. is also another great time to lead gen as well. You find people that are just getting off of work, things like that. I also find that lead genning during lunch hour is a good time as well. Between 12 to 1 o'clock is another good time to lead gen as well, because people are on their lunch break and they're more inclined to answer the phone, and the morning's over, so they got all their stuff out, they got to finally get a good break. They're more inclined to want to talk because they're just sitting there having lunch, right? Secondly, you want to color code your calendar by task type, right? My trainings are going to be blue. My lead gen is going to be green, right? I think lead gen should always be green because that's money, right? When you look at your calendar, you see green, you're like, okay, that's money time, right? That's the time I need to focus on how to make the money, right? Block 1 hour weekly for admin and review. Yes, 1 hour weekly. You should be reviewing what you did for the week, right? What you did right, what you did wrong, what you need to work on, what you need to scale. What you need to enhance. All those good things. You should spend about an hour per week just sitting there going back through. Typically, it's going to be done on a Friday at the end of the day. Okay. Like I said, protect personal and recharge time. Do not let anything come in between your personal and recharge time. If you do let anything come in between that time, you'll always let something come in between that time. So don't start a habit of letting that happen. Protect your time, okay? And like I said, be very selfish with your time as well. When you're having your recharge time, don't answer your phone. It's your recharge time. You can call them back. It's not a fire you need to put out. Okay? Most clients are okay with you calling them back because you should be busy anyway. It's not like every time they call you answer on the first ring. Oh, I've been waiting for you to call me. Oh, Hi, hey, it shouldn't be like that. You are in real estate. You have other clients, right? Or you should have other clients. And if you don't have other clients, make it seem like you have other clients. But you don't want to seem like you're just always available. You're always accessible. They can call you at 2 o'clock in the morning and you're going to answer the phone, bright eyed and cheery. You know, don't start that habit. Okay. So, five is review and adjust blocks every Friday. So, again, along with your weekly review, you're also going to go back through your week and adjust your blocks. You may say that, well, actually, training from, 2 to 3 o'clock doesn't work for me because I should be out on appointments, or maybe I need to wake up earlier so that I can do some prospecting in the morning. So before I do my lead generation from 9 to 11, maybe I need to wake up at about 7:30, 8 o'clock, do about 30 minutes of prospecting, create a list for myself, and then start calling, right? So you're going to start to adjust this time block schedule every week. You're going to adjust it until you get it right for yourself, till you're 100% comfortable on your full day. Okay, so time blocking takeaways are: focus on the wins. Lead generation, client work, and admin deserve separate blocks. Okay, batch your tasks to maintain flow and focus. Okay, so like I said, your lead generation is a time block, your prospecting is another time block, your client work is another time block, your admin and all your follow-up and every piece of everything you do should be time blocked in its own separate block. Okay, and certain things shouldn't be time blocked close to each other. For example, you don't want to time block your appointments, right? Close to any type of batch work or follow-up work that you want to do, because that takes a lot of time, right? So you don't want to lose track of time, because that's what happens when you're sitting on command and you're doing smart plans and you're putting people into your contacts, and before you know it, you're like, oh crap, it's been an hour already, and you running out the door because you have an appointment that you have to make in 15 minutes and you're 30 minutes away, right? So you don't want to do things that are going to kind of leach into the other time block, right? Prospecting is okay to do before you do your lead generation because it gets you in the mode of hunting, right? I'm hunting for a lead. So I'm prospecting. Now I'm going to go after that lead, right? So now it switches your mindset. Now you're like in go mode once you're ready to start actually contacting that list that you created for yourself, okay? Secondly, we're going to plan and review. Weekly review helps refine your blocks. Don't fear adjustments. Consistency grows from flexibility, which is very true. Okay. In order to create some type of consistency for yourself, for your life, for your business, it's going to require a lot of moving around, because it has to be something you can do every single day without ever complaining about it. You have to be able to wake up with a smile on your face, ready to attack the day every day. Okay. So by doing that, you're going to start to adjust. Things are going to be different. Like I said, you may start waking up a lot earlier than you ever have. You may say to yourself, you know what? Maybe I'll starting my day at 6. This way I can go to the gym, I can work out, I can get myself together. Then I can start my prospecting at about 7:30, 8 o'clock. And then, give myself a quick 30-minute break to have breakfast and coffee and whatever I'm going to do. And I'm going to start my lead gen from 9 to 11, right? So it's going to change. Everything's going to change. Your whole day is going to change. Okay. So, and also use your tools. Your calendars, your timers, your task boards help automate structure. Make your tools work for you. Okay? This is going to help you when you get to see what your day is supposed to look like. If you don't have it in front of you, then you just don't know. Then you're just winging it every day. Or you're keeping it in your mind, which is even worse. You want to write this down. You want to have this somewhere that you can see it all the time and know every day I said to myself I was going to do lead generation from 9 to 11 a.m. I said to myself I'm going to do that, right? So now I need to see that I'm going to be doing that every single day. I can't just wake up and say, okay, it's 9 o'clock, let me lead gen. But then you're sitting there doing, well, what am I doing for lead generation? So here's another thing that wasn't spoken about and that I didn't mention was when you're creating your time block schedule, be extremely specific on what you're doing. Don't just say from 9 to 11, I'm going to lead generate. Well, what are you doing to generate leads? That could be anything. You could be door knocking. You could be doing business to business. You could be making calls. You can be doing social media direct messages. You could be doing 1,000,001 different things for lead generation. So you want to make sure that it's extremely specific on what you're doing. For 9 to 10, I'm going to cold call. From 10 to 11, I'm going to social media direct message. From 11 to 12, I'm going to go out and do some door knocking, right? You want to have your time block schedule extremely specific, even when it comes to like your training, right? I'm going to read the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book from 9 to 9:30. I'm going to script practice and role play from 9:30 to 10:30. I'm going to watch a couple of YouTube videos on what to do in my first 30 days. I'm going to read over the Cornerstone Handbook so I can do, something in the 30, 60, 90, right? It's going to be all these different things. Hang on, I think we got some questions in the chat. No, they're leaving. Have a great weekend. Have a have a lonely weekend. I think she
It's a
lovely.
morning. I'm sorry.
I,
My son was talking to me. I meant lovely.
I
That's
think she
terrible. I'm
right.
sorry.
That is hilarious. Okay. All good. So you want to make sure that your time block schedule is just very, very specific on the task that you need to be doing. Okay. So final takeaway is control your calendar, control your career. Number one. If you have no control over your calendar, you cannot control your career. They go hand in hand. There's no way you can create consistent business for yourself without having a consistent day. Okay? So ask yourself this question every single day. Are you running your day or is your day running you? At some point in your day, ask yourself this question every day. When you feel like you're being busy and you're doing this, that, and everything, are you running your day or is your day running you? If the answer is yes, then you did your day wrong. My day is running me. I got to do my time block schedule better. I need to make some adjustments. I need to have more flexibility. I need to do something. I need to be more selfish with my time. I need to tell my clients that I'm not available. It's okay to tell your clients that you're unavailable from a certain time. It's okay. They will live and they will still work with you. Everyone has times. You have a family at home, right? I can't go out and do showings on Tuesdays at after 5 o'clock because my son has swim class. I can't go. I'm sorry, I'm unavailable to show you this house on Tuesday at 5 o'clock because my son has swim class. Sorry, I have priorities. They will not stop working with you. They will say, okay, well, are you free? How about Wednesday? How about Monday? How about Thursday? They'll make adjustments. It's okay. Okay? So, time blocking is not about rigid schedules. It's about taking ownership of your time. Start small, refine weekly, and build a routine that works for who? You, not anyone else. You're not building this time block schedule for your clients, for your kids, for your family, for anyone else other than you. Okay? This is now time to be selfish. This is probably the only thing you get to be extremely selfish about in your day is your time and where you spend it and where you focus your time. Okay? So I will say, everyone, to spend your time as wisely as you possibly can. Okay? So how about we all start a promise today that we're going to create time block schedules. I'm going to stop sharing so I can see all of you. I need everyone to put your camera on if you possibly can, and I need you to raise your right hand. There's a camera, there's a camera, there's a camera, there's a camera. Odile is raising her hand. Odile's cheating. I got some raised hands, okay.
I'm still in
Raise
my
hands. I even got
PJs
Joel on
doing
vacation raising his
prospecting.
hand. We got the other Joel coming in. All right. So repeat after me. I promise
I promise
I promise.
to be
promise.
selfish with my time.
What I
to
this
be
one.
To be
selfish with my
selfish with
time.
my
time.
time.
To be selfish
I
with my time.
promise
I promise.
I
I
promise.
promise.
I
not let
promise.
the day run me.
I promise
I
not to
Promise
let
not
the
to
day
let the
run me.
day run me.
Me.
I control my day.
I
I
control my day.
Control my
I
day.
control my day.
I promise to
I
create a
promise.
time block schedule
I
I
promise
I
to
promise to
time
make a
block
time block schedule.
Scheduler.
right? So that I can control my time.
That I
So
can.
then I
I
can
can
control my
control my
time.
time.
All right, now clap it up for yourselves.
Yeah.
We're gonna get this done.
Hey.
We're gonna get this done. All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, good. So now that we have the promise, and you made the promise to yourself, that's not to me. That was a promise you just made to you. Okay, that you are going to create a time block schedule, that you are going to be more selfish with your time, that you are going to have more control over your day. Okay, cool. Does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns for me?
Hey, Lawrence, not specifically related to this session.
Mhm.
I mean, I can wait if anyone else has question related to this session. I have other question related to command and some
Okay, I can
tools.
help you with that. Stay on after the meeting and we'll talk. Okay,
Thank you.
so yeah, so I want everyone to enjoy your weekend, but here's a side quest I want some of you to create, or all of you to create if you can. I want you to create a time box schedule over this weekend for next week. Start with everything that you do from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. Find individual available spaces of time in between those times, and you're going to write in just real estate activity, right? Then we're going to work on getting specific on what those real estate activities are going to be. Okay. Now, if you're feeling bold enough, right? Odile knows this. I need you to send me a copy of your time block schedule to know that it's completed. I will be your accountability partner in doing so and making sure that you're being selfish with your time.
Hey,
Everyone
Lawrence,
cool?
so yeah, one quick question. So some people are doing it full time, some are doing it part time. So their time block will look completely different than
That's fine.
people working.
You have to create one, whether it's part-time, full-time, anytime. Whatever time
Okay.
you have available, we need to know about it so that we can start scheduling your time properly.
Sure.
Right? Okay. So awesome, guys. Thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate everyone being here. And I hope you guys found this information very helpful.
Very
It
helpful.
was. Thank you, Lawrence.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Lawrence.
Lawrence. I hope
Have a
everyone
great
has a
weekend.
lovely weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, nice
Have a
lonely
great
weekend.
Lawrence, have a
Have
Hope
a
lovely
everybody
lonely
has a
weekend,
lonely
Lowell.
weekend.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.